So you may have just booked a move and you're wondering, what do I need to do next to keep this move on track and within budget? So the first thing that you're going to want to do is review your estimate. That estimate's going to break down the costs and what we estimate the final cost to be. So when looking at that estimate, the first thing that you're going to want to look for is the truck size that's been reserved. When you're looking at that reserved truck size, you need to be thinking about parking. Now, one of the things that I see commonly that increases the final cost of a move is parking issues. It may seem insignificant and it may seem like something that, we can resolve on the day of. But what it boils down to is the fact that this is the customer's responsibility. We are counting on you to get a spot reserved that's going to get us as close as possible. And additionally, getting us closer is going to be a benefit to you because what we're looking at is an hourly cost move. And if you can do anything to cut that time down, it's going to put money back into your pocket. If we can get that truck closer, that's going to cut down on your walk time, which in turn will cut down on your final bill. So we look at that estimate, and typically we're going to see either a 17 or a 22 to 26 foot truck. If you have a 17-foot truck, you need at least 2.5 car lengths of space available for that truck to park. If you're going to a 20-foot truck, we're looking at 3.5 spaces. And if you're going up to a 26-foot truck, you're going to need a full 4 parking spaces to park this truck. So let's talk about how you can reserve that parking and different options that you have. The first and most preferred option is going to be to go to portland.gov. Portland.gov is going to give you an option to apply for a parking permit to reserve those spots through the city. That's going to guarantee that you have those spots, and if someone does park in them, we can actually get that car towed and out of the way. Additionally, there are some more potentially cost-effective options. Let's say that that's a little bit outside of your budget, and you still want to make sure that you have good parking. What you can do is you can put out trash cans and block those spots off. You can park your car there and maybe a friend or a family member, even a significant other's vehicle, something to reserve multiple spots. Another way that you can get these reserved, you can go down to Home Depot or any local hardware store and pick up some cones, some orange traffic cones. You can even print out your own sign that says parking reserved and make sure you just get it roped off in somewhere that clearly shows that parking is not available for other people to use. Another option for parking, if you have an apartment, may be a loading dock. These loading docks typically are going to have an elevator attached. And if you want access to both that elevator and that loading dock, you're more than likely going to need to reserve it. Some places will let you use it freely without a reservation. But what that reservation is going to do for you is it's going to guarantee that nobody else is taking your time in that elevator or that loading dock. So what I run into commonly is I will see people that haven't reserved an elevator on these apartment moves, especially some of these ones where they're going up to the 10th, 12th, or even higher floors. And what we're seeing is a massively extended amount of time due to the fact that other people are getting on the elevators. It may be stopping at floors and opening the doors for someone to get on just to have to press the door shut and continue our trip upstairs. And really what that does is, again, it adds time to your move. And the bottom line here is time is money. You are paying as you go. So not reserving that elevator is going to increase your bill. So let's talk about doors and keeping them open. We do have tools that we come with, including door stops. We can prop doors to keep the pathway open and clear, but some places, especially on outside doors, are going to require that we keep them shut. And in that case, we ask that you give the movers your key or your fob so that they have easy access. Again, the quicker they can make things, the better it is for your wallet. Let's talk about availability. On the day of your move, you should make sure that you don't have anything else scheduled. You should keep your calendar open. Things come up. Unfortunately, things can take longer than expected. We may hit traffic. There may be weather, things that we cannot plan for, and you should be planning for the unexpected. What that means is we give an arrival window, or if we're showing up between 9 and 9:30 for our morning appointments, you should have your calendar open from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., expecting them to arrive anywhere within that time. Additionally, if you're on our afternoon calendar, that's the 12 to 2 arrival time, you should expect them there anytime between 11 and 3 p.m., as there is that, again, possibility that anything can come up. And to keep yourself stress-free and on track, I highly recommend that you keep your calendar open and that you keep yourself available. So when the movers arrive, you need to have your phone on and the volume up. That way they can call you anywhere within that window and make sure they're giving you updates and announcements as to when they are going to arrive. So let's get back into those arrival times for a moment. We do have 3 different arrival times depending on the size of your move and when you've booked for. So we have an arrival window of 9 to 9:30 for early morning appointments. We then have afternoon appointments with a 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. arrival window. And we have end of day or small job appointments with a 4 to 6 arrival window. But again, this is an estimated window. You need to make yourself available both 1 hour before and 1 hour afterwards for updates from the movers, as they may arrive outside of that arrival window. They're going to be calling and giving you as many updates as possible, but again, we cannot guarantee that they will be there between 9 and 9:30, 12 and 2, or 4 to 6. We are going to do our best to make that window, and we are always going to communicate if we're going to be outside of it.